need in your network. There is no doubt that we are living in crazy, crazy times right now, where we are having to adapt to a highly complex, ever-changing environment. And within this environment, it's actually increasingly putting pressure on the skills that we need to be able to navigate and build our businesses moving forward. The need to be more curious, to connect dots differently, to trust our intuition, to be able to inspire other people to do the work that is needed. And amongst all this crazy, you actually matter. What you do matters, what you believe in matters, the impact that you are making matters. The question is, are you going it alone, or have you actually got the support? That's what I'm talking about today. I want to share with you some thoughts around the critical people that you need in your network. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, then please make sure that you subscribe below so that you get our reminders around and the announcements when our videos go live. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I want to connect with a community of awesome business owners and entrepreneurs that are connecting and exchanging value to collaborate and grow each other's businesses, then please jump over to the Be Brilliant Networking Lounge over on Facebook. So as I said, today we are talking about the 4 key people that you need in your network. Now, a couple of years ago, I met a lady called Caroline. She phoned me after I had spoken at a major marketing conference here in Sydney. She hadn't actually been able to go to the conference, but she had sent her team, and her team had come back to her later that day raving about the conference, raving about the keynote that I had delivered, and raving about the other people that had spoken that day. Caroline phoned me because she was annoyed that she hadn't actually got to the event. And when I delved further, it became apparent that she was looking for a different job. She was looking for a promotion. She was looking for a new opportunity. And the reason she was upset is because the other people on stage that day were actually CEOs of organizations that she would love to have worked with. We subsequently talked, and I shared with her some strategies of how to connect with the right people, how to reach out to these people that had been on the stage, the 1 key question, and strategies and frameworks around nurturing those relationships. What's really awesome is that Christmas just gone, she actually sent me a message to let me know that the advice that I'd given her 2 years ago had finally paid off. Finally, she had the job of her dreams. And as she said to me, based on my skills alone, I would not have got that job. But it's because of the work that you shared with me, the tips, the skills, the frameworks around how to nurture and how to build relationships. It's because I played the long game, Janine, that I finally got the job of my dreams. This got me thinking about how many of us forget to network for our future selves. And instead, we stay in the current status quo. We network for where we're at now. And yet the opportunity exists to surround yourself with people who will push you further than you will ever go yourself, to surround yourself with people who will challenge your thinking, to surround yourself with people who will absolutely make sure that you're making the right decisions at the right time, and people that will hold you accountable. The question is, are you surrounding yourself with the right people, or is there a gap there? Now, when I talk to people about networking, they often share with me challenges. They share with me their problems. And I reckon that there's 3 critical problems and challenges that people have right now. In terms of those challenges, let me just put my iPad in 2 seconds. Here we go. Gotta love a bit of tech. In terms of, is it working? So we are going on. Here we go. There we go. In terms of these challenges, the biggest challenges that I see or hear from business owners, from executives, tend to fall in 3 key areas. The first one is a lack of networking confidence. So people lack confidence. The confidence to be able to reach out, the self-belief. They worry about if they're going to be interesting enough. They worry about being an introvert. I'm shy. I don't know what to say. And this lack of networking confidence keeps them still and stops them moving forward. The second problem that I see is so many people actually lack a quality network. They might know a lot of people, but these people aren't necessarily opening doors for them. They're not necessarily advising them on the next steps. They're not acting as marketing machine, as a board of advisors, as an intelligence bank. Essentially, it's a whole heap of people, but not necessarily the right people. And the final challenge that I see and hear all the time is a lack of time. I don't have the time. I'm busy enough already. I know how important this is, Janine, but I don't have the time to go out there and network. Now, the problem with this, if we're not careful, we risk feeling isolated. We risk this place of actually being lonely and not being connected. And this is why we've got to work on this stuff. If we keep in this space of lack of quality network, lack of confidence, lack of time, we risk limiting our growth. We risk limiting those career opportunities. We risk limiting building our business, finding collaborations and finding our leads. And actually what we do want is we want expansion. The other thing we risk is we risk this feeling of being unsupported. We feel like we're trying to find the answers on our own, and actually want to surround ourselves with mentors and sponsors, with influencers and opportunity creators. And the final thing, if we don't sort this out, is we do risk isolation. And right now, so many of us are feeling isolated and disconnected. The scary thing is we're not necessarily just disconnected and isolated physically, we're becoming isolated in our minds. And that limits what we think. It limits our ability to get curious, to think outside the box, to join dots differently. And actually what all of us want is we want to connect. We want to feel like we belong. We want to feel like we matter. So we want growth. We want expansion. We want to feel supported, and we want connection. Ultimately, we set out on this career dream, on this building this business dream, because you have a dream of freedom, a dream of financial success, a dream of leaving a legacy, a dream of getting that bigger job. Whatever it may be, you have a dream. And we want to avoid failure. And the biggest opportunity to avoid failure is to make sure that we replace these three challenges with, first of all, a high quality network. We want to replace that lack of network with a high quality network. We want to replace the lack of confidence with the confidence and the skills to connect and cultivate relationships. And we want to replace this lack of time with the strategies and the frameworks that will allow you to effortlessly leverage and ensure that every single connection is one of value exchange. This is networking that matters. And this is what I'm talking about. Now, there's a whole heap of stuff in this, but today I just want to talk about these 4 key people. What I'd love you to get curious about is, what is it that you want to achieve right now? If we think about where you are at right now, so if this is you now, and we visualize where we'd like to be in 12 months' time, this is what I call your frontier of brilliance. You know, what does this look like? What does it look like in terms of the job that you're doing, in terms of the clients that you're working with, in terms of the growth that you've experienced, in terms of your monthly revenue? What does this look like? Are you seeing it as an increase in monthly revenue in your business? And then get curious around where are you at now? Where are you at in terms of your business, your career, the leads coming in, and your monthly revenue? And you'll see that there's a gap here. There's a gap between where you're at now and where it is that you want to go in 12 months' time. My question is, who's helping you close that gap? Who are the critical people around you that are helping you close that gap? This is a network that matters. These are the 4 key people that you need around you to help you close that gap. Now, let me just pull this up. So Here's what I'm talking about. And by the way, I do write about this in my book, It's Who You Know. So if you want more information, grab yourselves a copy of It's Who You Know, or message me, check me out online. You can get some sample chapters on there. There's loads of downloads on my website. But top line, you need 4 key people around you. This is you in the middle. This is you in the middle with that frontier of brilliance plan in your hands. My question is, do you have the key people that are helping you get there? I believe the 4 key people will help stretch you further than you will ever go yourself and keep your feet well and truly on the ground. They're also going to push you away from your current, from that place of now, and pull you towards that frontier of brilliance. The first group of people that you need are what I call the promoters. Now, these promoters are all about helping you become more. They are your walking billboards, your marketing machine, your cheerleaders. They're the people that are raving about you. They're putting the fire in your belly to keep going. They see more in you than you see in yourself. They see possibilities where you see impossibilities. And they are cheering you on. They're motivating you. They're inspiring you. And they're helping you explore the best way to get there. The question is, who is that person in your world? By the way, each of these people, this 1 person, 2 person, 3 person, 4 person, cannot be a significant other. It cannot be your mom, your dad, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, lover. It can't be any of those people. It's got to be someone professionally outside of a significant other. And you only can have 1 person per quadrant. So the first group of people you need are your promoters. Do you have a promoter? If so, write them down. If not, it is a gap. Number 1. Number 2, network. Number 2 person that's really important in terms of your network is here. This is what I call the pit crew. Now, the pit crew are all about helping you care more. They totally understand that it is a journey that you are on, that you are running a marathon, not a sprint. The pit crew care about you. They do not care about how big your organization has become, the job that you have, the money that you're earning, the travel that you're doing, the house that you're living in. They don't care about any of that stuff. They care about you. They understand that you have this goal and this dream, and they equally understand that life isn't all unicorns and rainbows and champagne popping moments. They know that there are days when it's hard to get out of bed. There are days when you're feeling in a funk. And what the pit crew do is they, with care and compassion, come, they find you, they support you, they look after you, but they don't fuel the drama. They don't make excuses. They listen carefully with love and compassion, and then they get you back on track because they understand the bigger goal of you. The question is, do you have a member of your pit crew? Do you have somebody that acts as that role? The third person you need in your network, the third critical person, is what I call a teacher. Now, the teacher's role is all about helping you know more. Richard Branson said the day we stop learning is the day we stop living. And that's exactly what these teachers do. They understand that your competitive advantage is what you think. They force you to think deeper, to think harder, to think wider. They force you to think on the edge, to get curious, to gain perspective. They force you to think outside the box because they know that there is too much similarity in thinking. The teacher gets that it's the diversity of knowledge, of thinking, of insight, of perspective that will give you the edge. So who is your teacher? Who is the person that is stretching you cerebrally, that's putting you into that position of, oh my God, I don't know this. I need to understand this. They make you feel a little bit uncomfortable because they are wanting to force you to think harder, to think deeper, to think wider, to gain that edge in terms of unique, differentiated thinking. Who is your teacher? If you've got them, write them down. If not, that's a gap. And the fourth person that I believe every single one of us needs in our network is what I call your butt kicker. The person that actually makes sure that you do more, you do exactly what it is that you say you're going to do, your butt kicker. So many people I work with say to me, Janine, I don't need a butt kicker. I'm my own butt kicker. No, you are not. The butt kicker is awesome because they understand what you're trying to achieve in terms of that frontier of brilliance. They will call you on your BS. They will tell you the truth, where they will be behind you every single week, making sure that you are committing to doing the very thing that will make your boat go quicker. They make sure you say yes to the right stuff and no to the wrong stuff. They are your accelerator, your truth sayer, and your mentor, all wrapped up in one. This butt kicker is critical because they make sure that you're not just vision boarding and journaling and dreaming. They know that you've actually got to take action to make those dreams come true. So my question to you is, do you have that butt kicker? If not, it's a gap. These four key people will bring diversity of thinking, of insight, of knowledge to your world. Collectively, a promoter, a pit crew, a teacher, and a butt kicker will ensure that you have a competitive advantage, that you have the marketing machine, the board of advisors, and the intelligence bank that you need to help you navigate these really challenging times. So take a moment. Think about what it is that you want to achieve over the next 12 months and get curious about whether you have a promoter, a pit crew, a teacher, and a butt kicker in your world. If not, you've got gaps and you need to reach out and connect in and build those relationships intentionally to ensure that you step forward from where you're at now to where it is that you ultimately want to go. If you need any more information, make sure to reach out to me, janine@janinegarner.com.au. And also, I'll put a link below because we have just launched a program called the Networking Matrix, which is only $97 a week for 10 weeks. And it will give you a whole heap of training of understanding what it is that you're trying to do, who it is that you need in your network, who you need to get rid of, and the strategies, the skills, and the frameworks to enable you to build a transformational network that will allow you to absolutely deliver now, but equally grow into tomorrow. Speak to you next time.